Good afternoon. Welcome back to DCTV, where I'm your host, Drew Collins, bringing you the best sports infotainment news here in the beautiful greater Cincinnati area. If you are new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join the DCTV family. Once you hit the subscribe button, you are going to be entered into a free Bengals jersey giveaway. Yes, the new stripes, the new jerseys that are coming out within any day now, you'll be entered into a jersey giveaway. All you got to do is hit the sub button. If you enjoy this content or just, let me turn this off, or just decided to be a Bengals fan and the draft coming up, smash that like button, leave a comment, helps with the algorithm to grow the channel. And I always love hearing your guys' feedback. It's the most important thing about this DCTV family and community, is that I get to hear what your guys' responses are. Looks like we already got something pumping off. Shout out Iron for joining the DCTV family. Appreciate ya. Shout out David, Drake, Buzz for being a recent fan member. A DCTV fan member, and an all-time donator, Tony. So I just want to give a shout out to you guys. So yes, you see the title of today's stream, why the Cincinnati Bengals will draft marrChase. And I first off want to say this, he hasn't been my favorite prospect for the Bengals to draft, and maybe you don't agree with this decision. All I'm saying is, realistically, with what I've been seeing, what I've been hearing, this seems like the most realistic as of right now. It seems there's two players. It's really between three that I want it to be between. But as of right now, with all the information, all the news, I just don't think there's a better, I don't think there's a greater chance for any of the other players that are being talked about being drafted over this guy to Cincinnati right now. Just as of right now, it is April 1st. Oh, yeah. Obviously, if there's any Cincinnati Reds fans, go Red Legs. It's opening day. I'm going to be down there later today, depending on when you're watching this. So if you want to say what's up, look for me downtown. I'll be down. I won't be at the game, but I'll be like downtown, just doing my thing and having fun. So happy opening day as well. I just want to get out there for all my baseball fans and my Red Legs fans. But so obviously, if you haven't been hearing, or if you have seen that, it's rumored that, the Bengals, or it's not rumored, marrChase came out and said in his interview that he has talked to the Cincinnati Bengals a couple times. He has talked to Joe Burrow. He did have that video where he talked about, oh yeah, it would be cool to unite, and then he had a straight face, and all of a sudden he just gave a big old smirk, like he knew it was going on. And just with everything adding up, it seems like this makes too much sense. I know, just like I've been for months, protect Joe Burrow is the #1 biggest key. We got to understand that Riley Reif's on a 1-year contract. He probably won't be back next season. Quentin Spain, 1-year contract. Jordan Williams is there for the long run. I think Hopkins is there for the long run, and maybe a couple other guys. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, the talent we brought in is going to help Burrow and protect Burrow, but for how long? We don't have long, secure answers really outside Jonah Williams in that offensive line. So yes, I want to protect Joe Burrow, but as more and more I see this kid, it's just a true receiver one talent on any team in the National Football League. You put this kid on any team, and he is just going to be a future #1 within the first 3 seasons, probably the first 2 seasons on that team. I mean, he is just incredible. He is just gifted, and so are the other players. Kyle Pitts, he's going to be a #1 tight end day one. Penei Sewell, he's going to be a franchise tackle and probably going to play, over 10 years for a franchise. I love all 3 of these guys. And you could throw in Rashawn Slater if all these guys are gone, or you want to trade back. I know a lot of people are saying trade back, but honestly, I am off that train. I am off the board of trading back. There is way too much talent at this pick to trade back, unless we're getting like a second round pick or another late first round pick. Unless we are getting like a crazy amount of, they're probably just going to give us a future first, a future second, a future third. I don't want that. I don't want future. I want this draft. We don't want to protect Joe Burrow down the road. We don't want to give Joe Burrow weapons down the road. We want to do it now. We want to give him draft picks now. So unless the trade back is like another second, or this year's second, or maybe this year third, or whatever, I'm off that train. I want to draft somebody at this pick unless we can get a huge amount of draft capital. I want to get that out the way. Looks like Tony's in here. Hey, Tony, I hope you're all good, man. Give some Tony hype in the chat. Thank you, Tony, for the donation, and he is the all-time donator still to this day, so I hope you're all good, man. But it's good seeing you back here. I'm going to give a shout-out to the people that are in the chat. Make sure you get active. Hudelo, Josh, Crosby, Stewart, Drake, Jared, appreciate y'all joining live. Smash that like button for me. And, if you want to join live, all you got to do is hit that notification bell. So you get notified when I go live. I know today's stream is very early. I usually stream like 7, 8, 6, 5, like evening hours. But because the opening day is today and I'm going to be downtown, I wouldn't be able to stream tonight. So at least I'm getting the stream out in this morning. So I do apologize. I saw there was some people upset before the comment section before the stream started. Like, come on, man, Cincinnati people, we're working in the day. I apologize, but I hope we clear it all up. So who to everyone. So here's what I'm gonna say. If we get marrChase, yes, we have to draft offensive line in the second round. And yes, we probably might have to do it in the third, or, we probably got to do 2 picks in the offensive line, but it has to be that second pick or that second round pick. So if we take Kyle Pitts, if we take marrChase, if we take a skill player, which it would be one of those two, I don't care whoever you want. I'm just saying that second round pick would have to be an offensive lineman. And don't get me wrong, there are probably some still day one starters in that second round of this draft for offensive linemen. There definitely is still good value there. So for the people like, oh my gosh, Burrow's going to get killed, Burrow's going to get destroyed, I can see where you're coming from. I agree with you that you want to protect Burrow, but when you have a generational talent like Kyle Pitts and marrChase, it is just so hard to pass up that opportunity. I'm going to give you some of his stats from his pro days yesterday. So he's 6 foot, 3 8/4. So he's, 6 foot, 201 pounds. So good size. He ran a 4.38. Like, that's just immaculate. Obviously speed isn't everything, but it does tell a pretty big tale of things. A vertical of 41 and a broad jump of 11. He didn't qualify, or he didn't do benches, not sure why. But there were tapes of him doing it in the past, and he had like over 25 of, I think, 215 or something like that. So this kid is just an all-around unique specimen that it's hard to pass up on. And if you watched my first mock draft, which I really recommend that you do, which I'm going to be doing more, I picked Kyle Pitts over marrChase just because how unique and dynamic of a talent he is. We've never seen anything like him before. So I think it's kind of hard to pass up on Kyle Pitts. But nonetheless, right now, realistically, it's just looking like the Bengals are leaning more towards marrChase because of the Joe Burrow connection. Hey, looks like we got another one.
C situation for me. Who will Pitts chase in that order for me?
Yeah, and go follow me on my socials if you haven't already, especially Twitter. It's going like crazy. Thank you to all of you. That's where I'm most active on, besides YouTube. And I was just talking about, like, no matter who the Bengals draft here, if it's Panay, Chase, or Kyle Pitts, I'm going to be thrilled with the selection. If you add Panay, we have our generational left or right tackle for the next decade. Okay, I'm so happy with that. If we get marrChase, we have our new wide receiver one for the future. We're going to have Chase, Higgins, Boyd in the slot, Auden Tate on the other side. Like, that is one of the best top 4 receivers in the league for the future. Like, that is just incredible. Plus, you get C.J. Uzomah come back from injury and Drew Sample, the backup tight end. Or if you get Kyle Pitts, okay, we'll probably draft a receiver later in the round or have to get somebody from somewhere else. We would still have Higgins, Boyd, Tate, Pitts. Like, you really can't go wrong with any of these picks. So as much as I want you guys to get active in that comment section post-production about who you want, I want you to make a case for it, but I want you to respect other people's opinions. No matter where the Bengals go with these 3 guys, you really can't go wrong with it. And I know a lot of people who are saying trade down and get someone like Rashawn Slater. If you think that, let me know as well, or let me know why. I know I kind of said I'm not on that train anymore, but I mean, if you have an appealing reason, I might hop back on it. But I just want to give you guys all the information. Now, I'm going to go into what an article you guys probably read via the Bengals Wire. They're the one that kind of posts the article. It says Bengals draft target marrChase stuns onlookers at LSU Pro Day. And they just talk about that he had a great day. Sub 4.4, a 40-yard dash, 41-inch, 22-inch broad jump, excuse me. And then if you go here, Chase is a guy who put up 1,780 yards, 20 scores on 21.2 average in 2019 while working with Burrow. So those are the stats when he had with Burrow out at LSU before obviously Burrow got drafted. But that's crazy. Also, thank you, Drake. I didn't say thank you for that, but I do agree with you. Like, that's kind of like went off your point, but thank you for the donation. But yeah, that's kind of was going off was like, you really can't go wrong here, honestly. So that's what they were saying. So, I mean, that is just crazy that they already have that connection. And the fact that he's already talked to the Bengals multiple times, he's already talked to Joe Burrow. Like, it is just, it just, if you agree with it or not, it just notches it that many steps over Kyle Pitts and Penei Sewell and whoever you think else the Bengals could draft. The fact that they already have that connection, let's be honest here. Who is drafting with this pick? Is it Zach Taylor? No. Is it Joe Burrow? Yes. And what I mean by that, obviously they all have a say, but do you think they're going to really draft somebody without asking Joe Burrow's preference? It's really obvious who's going to get the say. You know what I mean? So, if they leave this up to Joe Burrow and Burrow's like, let's say Penei gets taken fourth by Atlanta or whatever, and it's between Kyle Pitts and Ja'Marr-Chase, who do you think Burrow's going to say? Do you think Burrow's going to sit there and say, hey, Mike, Mr. Brown, I think we should trade back and get Rashawn Slater. I think we should trade back and, not get this guy. Do you think Burrow, would be okay with that? I just think it's unrealistic at this point. I could see earlier on where, Ja'Marr-Chase, he had that hype, but now he's really hyped up. Kyle Pitts, he always has had hype. And then Penei, everyone knew Penei was going to be the top offensive lineman for months now. So once again, let me reiterate that I'll be happy with any of the three of these guys. I want it to be one of these three in this first round pick. But the reason why I think it's why the Bengals probably already have their mindset on their 1, 2, 3 ranking, because this is gonna like re-scratch the rest of the draft. If they go Kyle Pitts or Ja'Marr-Chase here, okay, well that tells me that they are going offensive line in the second round. Or at least planning on it. If they go offense line with this first round pick, that means they're probably looking at another or a pass catcher in the second round. So I'm sure they have their ABC scenario, like Drake said, and they have it ready, and they're probably already planning on it. But it is just reading all this stuff about Ja'Marr-Chase here, watching the interview. If you haven't already, go watch it. I don't have the link to it in the description, but you probably can just look up Ja'Marr-Chase interview pro day. And he literally got asked about the Bengals and Joe Burrow, and he literally like gave a big old smirk, like, yeah, we've been talking. It would be pretty cool. So, kind of crazy. But here's the article I did want to touch up. So, this is all Bengals effing fan nation. Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow pushing for a reunion with Ja'Marr-Chase in Cincinnati. So in these words of whoever made this, they're making it sound like that they have word that Joe Burrow is pushing for Ja'Marr-Chase. Whereas the interviews, we hear that they've talked, we hear that they're in connection, but it doesn't tell us that Joe Burrow's pushing for him. In this article, they make it seem like that. So if it is, this is all Bengals staff on on Safari or whatever. So Sports Illustrated, Albert Breer. Burrow is hoping to reunite with Chase in Cincinnati. Those are his words, so we'll see if he's right or not. Word on the street is that Joe Burrow is stumping for Cincy to bring in his old Tiger teammate to Ohio. Burrow and the Riley Reef signing gives the Bengals the flexibility to add a playmaker who's on ideal stylistic fit for the quarterback. Burrow was asked about a potential reunion in January. He was more than open to the idea. He said, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Burrow said, Jamar's a really good player. It's pretty easy to throw to him when he has a 5 yards of separation every snap. He's an exciting player and a great guy and a great friend as well. He's fun to play with. So that's what Burrow said. So there you go. This is where you might be like, where are you getting this information from? There it is. So I'm not coming out with this information. It's just at this point with all this information, it's really looking like the Bengals are leaning towards Ja'Marr-Chase. So like him or not, I picked Kyle Pitts over Ja'Marr-Chase in my first mock draft, which obviously I'm going to do more, but I would love to have both of them. I wish we could have all three, but at the end of the day, you can't. That's what's so fun about the draft. Yeah, and like a lot of you are saying, like, the reason why I think this is a great problem to have. I think a lot of people are stressing over it a little too much. Go Red Legs, like I said, opening day, baby. But this is a good problem to have. Like, this is definitely not a bad problem to have. I've seen a lot of people like arguing and going crazy, especially on Facebook and some of the other stuff I've seen. But this is a really good problem to have. Like, this is the best problem you can have. Pick between all these talents. Now, yes, in the future, it might pay off. It might not, choosing on who you choose. You know, John Ross. But, you know, it is what it is. This is a good problem to have. If we don't draft Chase or Pitts, do you think we could trade back up in the first and get Slater? Yeah, I think I think like the Bengals definitely have the capital in the room and the players to trade. It's just it's the Bengals. Will they trade? Like, most likely not. And once again, I'm trying to be realistic. I'm playing off of what I hear, playing off of what I see. I'm not just pulling stuff out of what I think and just saying, oh, I think the Bengals are going to do this, which I can do that because it's my YouTube and my Bengals network. But as of right now, I'm trying to take pieces and parts of what I'm seeing and hearing, and I just think it's pretty unrealistic based on what I've seen the Bengals draft my whole life of them trading. Yes, they have, but very, very little. So yeah, they could. Yeah, they have this cap space to, bring in a contract, bring in an extra contract. They have the room to do that. They have the draft capital, but will they? I don't know. Would I love to see a future draft pick get traded into this draft to move up in a draft pick? Yeah, I really would, because once again, as we are looking towards the future, which I agree with, kind of looking for the now too, because we want to protect Burrow now. We want to give weapons to Burrow now. So we want to give Burrow a defense now. So, if we trade a fourth round pick for next year and, use this draft pick to move up in the second or move up in the third, I'm all in for something like that. If there's a specific player we're looking for, an offensive lineman, or, D-line, linebacker, corner, if there's a specific talent that the Bengals could use for him to come in and play right away or be a good depth player, or, there has to be a reason behind it. But if the Bengals, yeah, they could do that for sure. They definitely could trade it back into the draft no matter what round it is. It's just, will Mike Brown do that? I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Make sure you drink a gallon of water a day. Don't forget. William said take Pitts and grab Leatherwood in the second. Yeah, I mean, if you go back to my mock draft, I took Pitts in the first, and I think did we draft Leatherwood in the second? I don't know. I know he was one of our options. I don't remember who we drafted in the second, but I know it was an offensive lineman, I believe. So we'll have to see. I think I have it still. Do I have it? I think I got the photo on here. But like I said, get active in that comment section. I want to know what your guys' thoughts, what you guys think. That's the whole reason why I do this. But let me see. Oh, Samuel Cosme tackle out of Texas with the second round, and then a third round I drafted Creed Humphrey, center out of Oklahoma. So, and like I said, you guys love the mock draft live, so I'll do another one for sure here within the next week or two. Keep doing them until the draft comes up because it's a lot of fun. Hey, who they, Kelly? That's what I'm saying. I'd rather get Pitts if Sewell is off the board. But hey, nonetheless, these are all great playmakers. Our tight end depth is probably the weakest in the NFL. Yeah, it's not great considering CJ Uzomah's coming off an Achilles injury. Even though we just drafted Drew Sample in the second round a few years ago, he isn't that too big of a playmaker. He's a solid player, yes, but he's not too big of a playmaker. So, I like Kyle Pitts a lot, but realistically, what I'm seeing and hearing, man, this marrChase, Joe Burrow reunion, sounds kind of nice. I mean, imagine how set we'd be on the receiver. We have T. Higgins on the outside. We'd have marrChase mirroring him on the other outside. Tyler Boyd in the slot. And then Auden Tate also on the outside if he needs to come in. And then for tight end, you got Uzomah and Sample. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. But also, if you also have, if you go receiver or you go Pitts, you got Boyd in the slot, Higgins on the outside, Alden Tate on the outside, and then probably got to draft someone mid to late rounds also to fill in some gaps. And then Pitts and CJ Uzama. I mean, you can't go wrong. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I love how people are getting so behind who they want drafted. And honestly, I've seen a lot of people like do Twitter polls and just polls in general. Who do you want? When it comes to a position player, they're kind of leaving Panay off because Panay, as a solid of a decision he is, people are obviously going to be more drawn to the position players. It's just, do people watch highlights of offensive linemen? No. Do you watch tapes of Kyle Pitts and marrChase? Yes. So, when I see marrChase and Kyle Pitts like polls, every single one of them is like 55-45, 52-48. Like, it is almost like a drawn split down the line almost on a lot of the stuff that I see. So that's why I love bringing the conversation to the table where everyone can come in and talk about it. But yes, I think it's a little bit more appealing that these guys have already played with each other. They're going to gel well together. They already have experience. So, they're not going to be off topic or off target, kind of like AJ Green and Joe Burrow was the whole season. They couldn't really get in pattern with each other. And it's a true thing in the NFL. Obviously, there was no OTAs and preseason and all that stuff that sucked or whatever. But it's a big thing that, quarterbacks got to get in rhythm with guys. And sometimes quarterbacks just can't find that rhythm with receivers. And that's when you see the receiver gets moved or AKA traded or released and the quarterback stays, because at the end of the day, quarterback's more important position. It's the most important position in all sports. But it happens. So you're not saying Kyle Pitts probably won't gel, because as big of a target as he is, as great of a human specimen he is, he probably will gel with Burrow. But the fact that they already going to know and already can rely that it's already going to happen with marrChase 110%. Look, Mike Brown's probably thinking, scratch my head, like, whoo. I really want Penei Sewell to block and protect Joe Burrow. I do too, man. I want Penei too, but at this point, it sounds like he's gonna go before. I don't know. I see some draft classes where he gets taken before. He gets taken by Atlanta at 4. I've seen some where he falls all the way to Minnesota. I'm seeing all these different ones where he gets taken early or he drops. And I see ones where he gets taken before. Then the analysts are saying the Bengals have to get O-line. Bengals have to get O-line. And then we draft Rashawn Slater at 5. And it's like, I like Rashawn Slater. I want to protect Burrow, but he's not BPA. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard because you got to find the most comfortable spot between BPA and, position need. And obviously BPA means best player available. So even if it's not a position of your greatest need, it's the most talented player in at the draft spot that you're at. And then there's, going or drafting the position that you need most, even if it's not the most talented player, which I've seen some people do with Rashawn Slater and Bengals at 5. If Penei Sewell is already taken before 5, and what are the Bengals going to do? But I love how it's snowing in Northern Kentucky. Yeah, it's like snowflakes with sun outside, but at the same time, I'm about to go outside for a couple hours downtown and, watch baseball. So, welcome to Northern Kentucky and the Cincinnati greater area. I know it's off topic, but yeah, it's about how it goes, right? But if we're being practical, there are going to be more corners that can cover Chase, and there are linebackers and safety that can cover Pitts. I don't know. Hey, William, bro, go watch my mock draft. You didn't already. I vowed for Kyle Pitts over marrChase on that mock draft, and I took him. So I know. Go watch it. I think it starts at 15 or 20 minutes in, and I went on a huge rant of why Kyle Pitts is more valuable than marrChase. And there were people who loved what I said, and there were people that were like, get out of here, man. So I'll be pissed if they draft Slater at 5. I mean, I wouldn't be, like, pissed off, but I would be like, damn, like, couldn't we got similar talent to that in the second round? So I'd be a little frustrated for sure. And I think another reason why Penei Sewell is just so highly sought after is because he's only 20 years old. 20 years old. Like, that is insane. I know some guys are 21, 22, 23, 24, but he's 20 years old. Like, that is just ridiculous. It's just crazy. Low Josh says, we draft Jamar first round. We're going to take tackle in the second. Alex Leatherwood, Alabama. Liam Ashburg, Notre Dame. Yeah, I've seen all these guys. Hey, Samuel Cosme out of Texas. No one likes him. I think he's pretty nice. It's a really deep O-line class. If Kentucky, hold on, I got mixed up. Kelly said this is a really deep O-line class. If Sewell is there, we have to take him. But if not, we can't go wrong with Chase or Pitts. Yep, I agree. If Jamin Davis is a linebacker out of Kentucky, if available, we need to take him in a third. There's a few good linemen that will be available. Hude Lee. I think Joe Burrow wants his boy marrChase to the Bengals. Is marrChase replace AJ Green? I'm not gonna start that argument as of now, but he would be our future one for the next 5-10 years. So, take that how you want. I haven't, Drake. I'm trying to cover some ground on YouTube on some of these guys. But what if Zaven Collins available for the Bengals in round 2? Hey, it just depends who the Bengals take in the first. But I will say this. I am gonna say this. Hold on. I'm tweeting something. Supposedly. Sorry, talk to text always got me right. I am going to say this. If Penei Sewell is there at 5 and he doesn't get taken, I highly think the Bengals will take him. If Penei doesn't get taken before 5, which at this point it sounds like he might, I don't think the Bengals can pass on him. But if he does get taken at or before 5, then yes, I think the next second choice for the Bengals would be marrChase and then Kyle Pitts. Realistically, I think it goes Penei. Realistically, I think it goes Penei, Chase, Pitts in the Bengals' mind. I could be wrong, but if Penei is there at 5, I just think it is so hard to pass on him. But if they do pass on him and get either Pitts or Chase, then that tells me they're doing something with the line in that second round pick. Either they're trading back into the first, or they're gonna just sit at that second round pick and they're gonna draft O-line there. Like, that tells me they have a guy that is gonna fall that far that they know they want. So I don't know. I would just be, as much as I'm seeing so much heat about marrChase and Joe Burrow and the reunion, man, it's really tough for the Bengals to have Penei there at 5, their future generational talent tackle for the next 5-10 years, and then pass up on him. I'd be pretty surprised. But they might not even get that choice. It sounds like he might go to Atlanta. That's what it's sounding like, what I'm hearing. What are your guys' thoughts on that? You think if Penei is there, the Bengals pass up on him? I just don't see that happening, man. I think it's just, I don't know. I think that'd be pretty unlikely. We need linebackers. I'd say we need linebackers, but I probably wouldn't draft. I mean, maybe 3rd. I don't know. I mean, we have linebackers. They're just young. Yeah, we're not deep in our linebacker core, but we have young guys that has to get playing time to improve. I don't know if we take linebacker 3rd. I think we take it 3rd or 4th. Zaven Collins is next linebacker behind. Hey, Micah Parsons. Yo, whoever's going to get Micah Parsons, that guy is going to be a baller. in the NFL. I think his game's going to translate pretty well. That guy is a menace. I was watching some of his tape and what he did pro day. I know we're not going to be drafting Micah Parsons, but whoever gets him, man, he is going to be a ball hawk. He's going to get, I think he'd do everything. I don't know. The kid's crazy. Well, how good is Chase in his role versus Sewell in his? Which is more proven? Well, that's the problem. Because Zach Taylor, that's kind of the awkward spot there. Zach Taylor has already said that we have our tackles for this season. So they're not going to move Riley Reef, and they're not going to move Jonah Williams. And Panay is a tackle. I don't know if he has any experience in the interior at guard. So if they draft Panay, they have to ask him before they draft him if he'll play guard. Because if he'll play guard, then I think they get him at 5 if he's there. But if they call him and he, he's like, hey, no, I'm not comfortable playing guard. I want to play tackle. That's what I do. Then you can't draft him. Or if you do, then he won't play the whole season. He'll have to wait till next season. Because Zach Taylor said what he already said. We have our tackles, Jonah Williams, Riley Reef. Obviously, if Reef walks next season, then he'll play. But if he can't play guard, then it is what it is. We won't get him. But that's why I've seen a lot of people on the Rashawn Slater train, is because apparently he has really good experience at guard. And some analysts have even said that he's going to be a better guard than he would be tackle in the NFL. So if he can come in, he'll play right away. He'll probably start right away, or at least fight for a starting spot. So yes, for the people who are pushing for Rashawn Slater, I have seen that his game will translate to guard pretty well in the NFL, which the Bengals can play him at guard or tackle, whichever they want to do. Like, if he wants to play guard this season and then move him to tackle next season, Rashawn Slater can do that. Can Panay Sewell do that? I don't know. I haven't seen him saying that he would move to guard. So that's the biggest problem there. Yes, we all know Panay is going to be a franchise tackle, but will he play guard for a season and then bump out the tackle next season? If depending on what his answer is, if he's there at 5, that's going to be depending on if the Bengals draft him or not. And maybe he does say it, nah, like, I'm good, I'm only going to play tackle. Okay, well, he falls a couple spots and goes to a team and is their franchise tackle. I don't think if I were him, I wouldn't be too pressed about it. The Bengals call me like, hey, man, you're going to have to play guard this season, but you're going to get, you're going to be our future tackle next season and beyond. I'm not going to be like, yeah, man, I'll do that just to get picked at 5. He's obviously going to go before 13 if he doesn't get drafted by us. So we definitely need linebackers. Yeah, look to like the mid rounds, 3, 4, or 5, just depending on who's going to be there. Yeah, Slater plays all 5 O-line spots, and that's and I've seen articles where they said he'll be a better interior pass, a better interior guy than he would be on the outside. So I'm like, if I'm the Bengals, that's really intriguing. You know what I mean? So I will say, what if they do take a pick at 5 and then take some future draft capital with this year's draft capital, that second round pick, and like a future second or whatever, and take those picks and move up late in the first. If Rashawn Slater falls, he's still there. Move up a couple spots and get him. Can you imagine getting marrChase and Rashawn Slater? I mean, that's an A+ right there. So Chase just showed us why we should pick him. Bengals don't consider guards a very high priority. That's a concern. I think Chase and Higgins will be a good 1-2 combo. And it's like, yeah, those two guys will be a monster on the outside, but then that creates space for Boyd in the inside on the slot, man. Ooh! Boyd could be a true slot. Oh my gosh, that would be so filthy. Oh, probably draft tight end, mid to late rounds at that point. Oh, that would be crazy nasty. What's up, Alex? Jamin Davis is a B, 6'3", 232, 4'4", 140, 11 broad jump, 42 vert. I say that's our third round pick. Game should translate well to being an NFL linebacker. Don't risk it with Sewell, who's a raw with ton of potential. Draft Chase and secure the O-line later. Yeah, and at this point, if the Bengals do pass up on Panay, then yeah, they're probably going to draft line second and third, or at least second. And then probably maybe linebacker third or fourth. It just depends who's there, honestly. Like, if there is a way better defensive end that dropped to the third round, they're going to take that defensive end over a mediocre linebacker, draft guy. That's just how the draft is. Obviously, you can go in and say, I want receiver one. If I want receiver one, I want line two, I want this 3, this 5. The draft doesn't work like that. It doesn't always turn out like that. By how many QBs are being drafted, I think it'll be plenty of talent all around. Yeah. And that's why, like, the Bengals have a choice of the best non-QB talent in the draft this year. Last year, we had the best talent in the entire draft last year, including quarterback. We got Joe Burrow. And now this draft, obviously, I don't want to play for the draft every freaking year. That stinks. But last year, we got the best total talent in the entire draft. And this season, we got the best talent non-QB draft, because we're going to have first pick at the best non-QB talent. We can get the best offensive lineman, we can get the best tight end, or we can get the best receiver in the draft. What do we want? So this is a great problem to have. Obviously, it's not, it's not what everyone wants. Not, I don't want my Super Bowl to be the draft every season, obviously. Yes, is it fun to deal with and try to predict over the coming months? Yes. And is it something to look forward to? Yes, but I don't want to be in this situation every year where we're drafting lottery. Top 5 at this point. Yeah, it's crazy. We have the choice at the best non-talent or the non-QB talent in the entire draft. So Bengals should trade Gio this year's second plus some future draft picks to get back to the first, somewhere between 15-20. And look, I made that stream about Gio, and I don't even think I brought up the point is if he does get traded, should they trade him in the draft? I mean, trade him with the future pick, move up in the second, move up in the third, move up in the fourth, whatever it may be. Like, I'm sorry, Gio, but if we get to save draft capital and get to bring in a younger guy to more position of a need, like offensive line, I mean, that's a good point. I don't want to trade Gio because he's just true class and shows what a true Bengal should be on and off the field. But if we can use, if we can use him and then a future draft capital, trade up in the second, trade up in the third for, a guy that we really, really want at that point, hey, I mean, I might be all in. And this is why I'm so excited for the draft, my draft stream. I'm going to be reacting live to the draft on YouTube on draft day. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be crazy, and I'm really excited for it, honestly. I know it's going to be crazy. If you guys haven't already and you're watching this live or post-production, please smash that like button, get active in the comment section, join the DCTV family as well as you want. I'm going to give a shout out to David, my recent subscriber, Drake, my recent donator, Buzz for being supporting me monthly and being a member, and then Tony, the all-time donator. Make sure you follow me on my socials, especially Twitter. And like I said, jersey giveaway whenever the Bengals release the new stripes. I'll be doing a free giveaway of the Bengals new stripes jerseys. Give me 1 second. I'm just posting on Facebook. 1 second. Is anyone going to is anyone going to opening day today? If you're in Cincinnati, if you're at another baseball city, within the next few hours, I gotta hop up the stream because I'm going down to opening day for the Reds. So if you're gonna be down there, come say what's up. Anybody else enjoying opening day today? I know there might be some Bengals fans that aren't Reds fans. I got a guy on Twitter that is a Royals fan, but likes the Bengals. So that's his opening day. Fun. What are we saying? What are we saying? Yeah, you got your Reds gear on? Oh. Shout out for the people donating too, because I'm probably gonna go buy a Reds jersey because it is snowflakes right now in the Cincinnati area, and I'm about to be going downtown, doing my thing, and probably gonna have to wear a hoodie and then another jersey over the hoodie, and maybe even a jacket because it's like 30 degrees snowflakes on opening day. And this past weekend it was 60 degrees plus, sunny. So yeah, welcome to Cincinnati weather. Dennis says, with the moves to upgrade line this offseason, it would seem Chase would be logical. Alex said, I'm fine with Pitts, Chase, or Sewell. I am learning more of Chase or Sewell. I'm leaning more Chase or Sewell because I'm not sure if Pitts should bulk up and try to play tight end or slim down and move to play receiver. That's logical. I mean, us picking Chase or Pitts, if not Sewell. We got other options in the later rounds after 1 and 2 to choose from. Dogs on the field, we can snatch up a Baron Browning or Surratt May 4th round. Good points. Good points. If we get a second out of Carolina, they have to pick directly after us in the second. Let's see. Low Josh says, I like Sewell, Chase, Pitts. It doesn't matter. I like both of them. Come to Cincinnati. Drake says, I wish. Dennis says, with 17 games, the rest could be beat up. I'm for keeping Bernard. He pass blocks and is a third down threat. Yeah, I do agree with, I'm not opposed to keeping Bernard, but the Bengals have the most money locked up in the entire NFL in the running back group. So I think somebody has to go. And I think all the fingers are kind of being pointed at Bernard's contract. So, I love Bernard. He's a true class player. Like I said, he's a good backup running back if Mixon gets dinged up, which obviously he can and has. So, yeah, I'm not against it. But I do think we have younger running backs than Bernard that are also ready to come in and play if, for a third down running back. Or if Mixon gets binged up again. So, well, Josh says, opening day, Cincinnati Reds. Stay warm, LMAO. Yeah. William says, Rays fan from Daytona Beach. Hey, how about them Rays, man? Tampa, the Rays are probably my favorite team outside of the Reds. I've honestly for years been debating if I should just splurge some money on the old school Tampa Bay Rays jersey. Dude, those are probably the coldest jerseys of all sports of all time. Are the old school Tampa Bay Rays where it's like the Ray and like the rainbow or whatever color it is. Dude, those are so sick. Like to wear to concerts or just like to out. Like I've always wanted to buy one of those. Like those jerseys are sick. So shout out to William from Daytona. Kelly said, I'm going to opening day. Been going every year since 2003. Yeah, I was going to get tickets. But, when I saw they're going over for $300+ to sit in the bleachers because of the 30%, COVID stupid regulation, I was like, there's no way. I'll just go downtown and do my thing. So, yeah. I'm in Central Texas, so no major league teams near me, but I'm wearing my Reds jersey. So you're not like a Rangers, if you're not a Rangers fan or any Astros or anything? Yeah, but I'm sure the weather's a lot better here. Plus, in Texas, you got 100% opacity. Like, you got open stadiums for opening day. I wish it was like that here. I'd be going to the game if it was. Anyways, we're kind of getting off topic. But, hey, it's opening day. It's okay. Preston says, I say more whoever for whoever fits. We got to win games now. We had 5 losing seasons going on 6 years of no playoff football. We got to win now. Draft and sign players who'll get us over the hump. I agree. Kelly says, dress like you're going to a Bengals game. Yeah. Yes, sir, little Josh with the hashtags. Joe said, not going to lie, not missing the weather right now, but hard to get all the local sports teams at the island. Wow. It's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't miss the weather. If I ever move from Cincinnati, I will never miss the weather here. I hate the weather here. It was 55, 65 degrees in the last weekend, and then we had a super rainy day. It got to like 30 degrees, super windy, and now on opening day, it's now snowing, which then this weekend will probably be another 65-degree weekend. It's just the most bipolar weather I've seen in my entire life. So, hey Drake, man, you have a good rest of your Friday Eve. Everyone have a good Thursday. If you're in here, have a great rest of your day. Weekend's coming up. Obviously, Good Friday tomorrow, so a lot of people are off work and school. Maybe a stream tomorrow, maybe not. I might be able to bust one open tomorrow. If I did, I got work 4 to 9, so it would either be a late stream or another early stream, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll get some more streams out for sure. Like I said, hit that notification bell because it's just hard to have, kind of a schedule right now. I want to post Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m., but, I didn't upload last Thursday, or I didn't upload Tuesday, and then today I'm doing 11 a.m. because of opening day. So it's a little complicated. I'm a full-time college student, and I have a part-time job, so I'm trying my hardest to get a full submit schedule, but I promise once summertime comes up and I only have to work and I don't have school, my schedule will be so much more solid. So I'm obviously going to keep posting, but I'm trying to find, I'm trying to find set days. And, I agree with Preston here. Like, I love Gio, but it's a business and the team has to produce. Like, that's just well said, and that's just the hard truth, man. Like, at the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do to win, and not for the players. Like, look at the Patriots; they won all that time with Brady, the GOAT, and they just let him go because they didn't think he was capable of winning them any more Super Bowls. Obviously, they were wrong in that case, but they're already moved on. They're already signing all these new players like they never did with Brady. Like, that just shows you how hard-nosed the best businesses in the league, why they win. Just. It's just the culture. It's just the business. So it is what it is. Last to lose says, I love Bernard, but we need to trade him while he still has value. And honestly, I think this is the last season where his value is the greatest. Just because he wouldn't even see the ball as half as he did this season, because Mixon, if he stays healthy, then he wouldn't even get half the reps he got this season. So yeah, I agree. His value won't be the same after next season. William said, getting it done with no money. That's what the Rays do. Hey, man. Hey, I like the Rays. I've been past that stadium down there a couple times too. I haven't been in it, but I've been past it a couple times. Yo, I know it's not downtown in Tampa. I think it's like St. Pete. I think it's around St. Pete. I might be the wrong city. I know I've gone past it, but Tampa is so beautiful, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, if you live down there, man, I'm so jealous. Like, maybe not. Maybe you don't live down there. But Tampa, it's like, I go down to Tampa pretty often. It is so beautiful down there. I know the baseball stadium's not like downtown, but the downtown area is really cool. It's so nice. Okay, sorry. I'll take a few more questions, and I'm probably going to head out of here, guys. I've been live for about an hour, and I'm going to get ready for, looks like opening day snow. Even though it's completely sunny. The sun is shining. The sun is literally shining, but there's just no. Sorry, I'm off topic. I should probably close my window. It's too distracting. Let's see. Cringe says, I think them resigning P. Ryan means either Gio or Mixon will be traded. Mixon's not getting traded. His contract is too much. Other teams won't take it on with his injuries. So it will be Gio if one of them gets traded. Salute the Reds, definitely. Cincinnati, period. Salute to the Rangers, too. I lived in Arlington, Texas in 2018, 2019. Loved it there. I bet, man. I'd love to go to Texas. I wanted to travel to Texas for so long just because it's so beautiful down there. And like houses, aren't they like dirt cheap? You get like a beautiful house for like dirt cheap and it's super nice. They have a bunch of sports, the biggest sport markets in the world besides like Los Angeles, obviously. Just a lot going down there. Um, it's supposed to be near 70 degrees tomorrow. Yeah, not surprised. It's bipolar. Yeah, I know. Alex, I'm from Cincinnati. Just moved to South Austin September, but I am 4 hours from the Rangers, 3 hours from the Astros. Oh, that sucks. So you're like in the middle of both. So you're probably just gonna see which teams does better, and you're probably gonna pick that team to be your favorite. I don't blame you. Huh? You got like boom, boom, like it don't matter. You're right in the smack dab middle of both of them. That's crazy. Great show. Appreciate it, Dennis. Appreciate it. Kelly said later, DC. Keep up the great work, man. Hey, you have a great rest of your Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. You know, have a good good Friday, whatever whatever you celebrate this weekend. Um, you know, have fun, stay safe. If you go to any opening day, stay safe, do your thing, but most importantly, have fun. No worries, bro. You're killing it. Appreciate it. Trade Bernard for a pick for a guard. I like that, Connor. It is St. Pete. It is St. Pete. Yeah, I've been down there. It's a pretty nice stadium. So, any last conclusions? Any last statements? Once again, if you are watching this post production, thank you for watching it through. Really appreciate it. If you want to support me, become a member. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Follow me on my socials. Appreciate it. Hey man, you guys got to get pumped. Draft is coming. That means the season's coming. Hey, and another good thing I was gonna stream about, which is really great news. The NFL, Roger Goodell says he plans on having full capacity stadiums. That is amazing news because that means there's probably gonna be OTAs. There's probably gonna be, preseason. There's probably gonna be all that. So if it is, that makes so much more content for the channel, and obviously fans in general. That's just so much more they get to react to. I'm gonna be doing live streams. I'm gonna be going downtown. Probably gonna take this down there. Maybe get it signed. Like, if all that stuff is open, which I'm praying it is, like, it's just going to bring so much more good news and content. So I'm really, really hoping that, the NFL kind of just says, screw it, man. Let's get back to normal life and says, hey, preseason, spring training, fans can attend. I'm really kind of afraid that they might have spring training or might have training and then they might say fans can attend. Obviously it's good for the players, but it would just stink again. I want to go down there and do live streams and get things signed and bring content to you guys. So we'll see. I really, really hope that all this stuff's going to be coming. Good news. Join the Discord. Join the Discord if you like talking Bengals football. Group chat over 100 plus people. All we do is talk Bengals football. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. Happy April Fool's Day. Opening day. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to leave it off on this. Let's see. Preston said, the AX, unproductive and bringing special like a Chase Otherwood, Eichenberg, Browning at tight end. Yeah, all those guys will be solid options in the second round if they're all there. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. You guys have a great Friday Eve. Happy opening day. Happy April Fools. Stay you, stay true. And as always, Hoo Day.